Good evening. It's kind of dark or shady. Anyway, this is Dr. Melissa Green. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist and registered yoga teacher. I never know exactly where to look on these. Tonight, I'm going to talk to you or teach a little bit about uh, the benefits of gratitude and how it can help to boost your mood, and particularly for people who are caregivers, and more specifically, I'm talking to those people who are caring for loved ones with dementia. I think it's very important when you're in a caregiving role for you to find ways to uh, keep your attention focused on those positive things that are happening in your life, because it's very easy to stay focused on the things that are causing you stress, or the things that you may perceive to be negative that are going on. And what the research says about gratitude is that it can actually help to boost your mood. Also, there are some physical health benefits as well. The research in positive psychology has shown that people who express gratitude, and maybe I should back up and just talk a little bit about what gratitude is. It is expressing your appreciation for those good things that are happening in your life. Also, expressing your appreciation for those positive relationships that you have in your life, or those things that people have done for you. Sometimes they're really big things, sometimes they're small things that we might take for granted. But that's what I'm referring to as expressing gratitude. Just expressing your thanks and appreciation for the things that you have in your life, that are things that are going well. And so it could be something very small, or it could be something very monumental. But the research in positive psychology has shown that people who express gratitude and express it more regularly are generally more happy than those who don't, more energetic, more hopeful and optimistic. They also report experiencing more positive emotions when they're expressing gratitude. They tend to be more helpful to other people and have more empathy. They also tend to be more spiritual or religious, and more forgiving, and less materialistic, which is a good thing, right? Um, uh, Also, what the research shows is that people who express more gratitude, they're more inclined to not be affected by those things that happen that may get other people down. So they're less likely to be depressed or anxious or lonely or envious of other people, because their attention is focused more on the things that are going on in their lives. People who express gratitude are, again, usually more satisfied with their lives in general, and more optimistic, as I mentioned earlier. The research has shown specific decrease in symptoms like headaches or nausea. So these physical symptoms are impacted by expressing gratitude. So this is why it's really important to try to find ways to start expressing gratitude on a regular basis. Gratitude helps you to savor the moments of some of those experiences that were very positive. So you're able to go back and reflect on some of the things that you've done, or people that you've met that you felt were positive or had a positive impact. So it helps you to savor those positive experiences in your life. It also boosts your self-esteem and self-worth. Many people who express gratitude have reported an increase in those things. It also helps people to cope better with stress and trauma because they're able, even in those times where things are very challenging or difficult, they're able to find things in their lives that have gone well or that are going well that they can shift their attention on. So gratitude, expressing gratitude doesn't mean that you're denying any negative experiences that you're having or minimizing them or ignoring them or acting like they don't exist. You're just infusing a little more balance in by recognizing that it's never all bad or all good. There's always a mix of both things. People who express gratitude often are more likely to demonstrate morally appropriate behavior, right? And do things again to help other people. And expressing gratitude can help you to build those relationships with people or friends or family members that you already have relationships with. It can help to strengthen those and also build new relationships or nurture new relationships. Another benefit of expressing gratitude is that expressing gratitude is incompatible with expressing a negative emotion. So it's not possible to be expressing gratitude generally and to be focused on greed or anger or bitterness. And when we express gratitude, it helps to thwart off something called hedonic adaptation, and that's basically our ability to adapt to new things or changes in our lives. The research shows that we have this remarkable capability of adapting to things that could be major very quickly, and sometimes that can be helpful. So for instance, if you experience something traumatic and you're able to adapt and move forward, sometimes it may not be as helpful because you may start to take for granted those things that you thought were a big deal, like just say you got a new car or you got a lot of money or a new job, those things that you were really working towards or looking forward towards. That hedonic adaptation is when we start to take those things for granted shortly after we have achieved them. So I'm going to talk about a couple of ways that you can start to practice gratitude. One is by keeping a gratitude journal. And there are lots of ways that you could do that. One way that I would suggest is by doing something called 3 Good Things journal. And you would do that once a week. So once a week you would write down 3 good things that happened to you on that particular day. And I would pick the same day of the week and say do it for 5 to 6 weeks if possible. And you write down something as small as somebody held the door open for you if you like that, or something as big as you got promotion at work, or you went on an amazing vacation. It can be whatever it is that you think is something that is very important to you, or something that's good that happened in your life. And again, it doesn't have to be anything major, but by doing that, it again helps to keep your focus on those positive things that are happening. And I'm suggesting once a week because there have been studies that were done that show that when people did it 3 times a week, their happiness did not improve in the way that it did for people that did it 1 time a week. So it could be that people started to get bored with that activity. So if you're doing it a little less frequently than multiple times a week, then it might have more of a benefit. So an example could be if your partner prepares like your favorite meal for you, or if you notice, if you like rainbows, like I love rainbows, and if I'm driving and I see a rainbow, and it just brightens my day, so I would write something like that down. So it could be very simple things. So that is called the 3 Good Things Journal. And that's one way that you can document what you're experiencing. Other things that you could do is to challenge thoughts that come up. So if you have a thought that maybe is a negative thought or an ungrateful thought, immediately replace that with one that is a grateful thought. Immediately say, okay, so if you have a negative thought come up, then immediately find something that you can counter that with. That's another way of starting to practice gratitude, just incorporating it when you notice that you're having those negative thoughts come up, or during times where it seems that the world is crumbling around you. Then those could be times where you say, okay, let me sit down and just write down a few things. Or you could do a voice clip on your phone, audio clip, or you could do a video recording yourself if you don't want to write, and just say, this is going well, this is going well, this is going well. So, in times when you notice that you're starting to shift your focus to the things that are not going so well. So it's important to try to find a variety of ways of expressing gratitude. Another way that you might consider expressing gratitude is writing a gratitude letter. So if you think about someone who's very important in your life, who's done something that was very meaningful, or multiple things that have been meaningful to you in your life, and you feel like you haven't really adequately thanked them, or even thanked them at all, you might sit down and write a very detailed letter about what that person may have done to impact you and how it has impacted you. And if you want to take it a step further, you could do a gratitude visit. So after you write the letter, then you would actually either physically go to the person, or now people are doing a lot of things virtually, do a virtual visit. But I would encourage you to do it where you two are able to see each other's faces, and don't give the person any warning that you're doing it. Just let them know that you want to come visit them, and then read the letter to them and express your gratitude, and let them know specifically, if you can think of specific examples of things that they have done and how those things might have impacted your life and may still be impacting your life. So let's see, was there anything else that I wanted to talk about? I'm just checking my notes. So So you have the gratitude journal where you could either write 3 good things once a week for about 5 or 6 weeks. You can also do a journal by replacing negative or unhelpful thoughts with grateful thoughts when they come up, or when you're noticing that you're feeling down, then you can start to list those things that you're grateful for. Also, you could write a gratitude letter, and some people might write the letter and just keep it, and the research has shown that they still get benefits as far as improvement in mood from doing that, because there may be times when people write letters and maybe they don't know how to reach the person, or maybe the person is deceased, but you can still get benefit from writing it, even if you don't actually share it with the person that you're writing it to. Another thing is doing a gratitude visit. So writing the letter and explaining exactly what the person has done and how it has impacted you. So those are some things that you can start to do on a regular basis. Very simple, and it's not really time consuming. It doesn't cost any money. You can write it on a piece of paper, or you can again do an audio clip or a video clip of the things that you're grateful for. And the research has shown that this can help to significantly improve your mood, which is something that I think is important for people who are caring for other people, to continue to find ways to boost their mood, and particularly if you're caring for someone with dementia, it is easy to focus on maybe the shifts that you're noticing in your loved one who may be having more challenges as the days go by, or maybe struggling a little bit more with managing their life independently. That can have an impact on the caregiver, definitely, and it can make you feel like everything is falling apart, or that you don't have any control over life. And there are lots of things in life that we don't have control over, but I want to encourage you to start this practice so that you can get in the habit of shifting your focus to those things that are more positive, that are going on. Again, this is not totally ignoring the reality of whatever situation you may experience, where there may really be bad things that are happening, because bad things do happen in life. It is just a way of helping you to find some balance. So I hope you practice those strategies and able to get some boost in your mood, and come back on here and let me know how it works. Again, I'm Dr. Melissa Green. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist and a registered yoga teacher. I hope you have a great holiday week. Take care. Goodbye.